Hello and welcome. You are listening to Tom Bradley, the Easy Diet Coach. Following this presentation, listen for a valuable free offer.
How to target fat. We target fat in the weight loss war as the enemy, maligned and hated. It is the sinister villain that plagues humanity. Or is it? Our bodies are sophisticated organisms, and no system or component can be dismissed out of hand, including fat. We store fat as an energy source, and it is very, very good at its job. It's not there to ignite Olympic athletic efforts or superhuman feats of strength. Fat is there as a slow-burning fuel to maintain us over long periods when other calories are scarce. As mammals, it plays a role in maintaining body temperature in the cold. Why the body fights to keep fat. Most of us, nearly 70% by Center for Disease Control statistics, have simply stored more fat than we need. Our most common remedy is to turn to a diet to change the amount of body fat we are packing around. Most dieters find out something as interesting as it is frustrating. That sophisticated organism called our body doesn't have the same low opinion of fat that we do. In fact, it makes every attempt to hold on to fat because it knows that when all the cool fuel sources like glycogen or recently ingested carbohydrates burn off after a couple hours of physical exertion, fat can provide a steady source of survival fuel. If the only objective is to lose weight, then the body cooperates eagerly. What many dieters don't realize is that like a hot air balloon trying to desperately gain altitude by throwing everything, including valuable staples, overboard, the body does the same thing and gives up much desired lean muscle before volunteering its fat stores. Most dieters who are not aware of the way the body guards its fat stores don't realize that the scale only tells part of the story, and they're surprised to find out that even after losing a substantial amount of weight, their body fat percentage has remained the same or even increased. There are two approaches to outsmart fat, diet and exercise. It isn't only eating fatty foods that cause you to be fat. Any carbohydrates you eat that are not used immediately for energy are converted and stored as fat. Our diet is overloaded with carbs, from the obvious things like sweets and soft drinks to the foods we generally don't suspect like grains and starches such as potatoes. Carbohydrates are a necessary part of our diet, but most of us consume way too many. Another key in reducing fat is eating enough protein. Giving our bodies enough protein to maintain our proper lean muscle mass will assure a higher resting metabolic rate and that we'll use more fat as fuel through the course of the day. Although a personal wellness evaluation will give you precise numbers for your body, a good guideline is about 100 grams of protein a day for women and about 150 grams of protein a day for men as part of a balanced and healthy diet. The more we exert ourselves, the more calories we burn. When we exercise hard, we tap into a fuel called glycogen stored in our muscles. For most of us, our glycogen stores will last about an hour and a half to 2 hours, which is far more than our conditioning allows us to exercise. In other words, a hard workout may not even tap your fat stores. So how do you get your body to give up fat as a fuel? Decrease the intensity of your exercise. It sounds rather counterproductive, but your body taps fat as a fuel source at lower heart rates. An all-out effort for most people is about 80% of their maximum heart rate. Keep your effort lower, between 55 and 65% of your maximum effort, and you'll be zeroing in on fat. This is actually a very comfortable effort, about the same as a brisk walk. A simple method to determine your maximum heart rate is to subtract your age from the number 220. There are more scientific methods, but this is certainly accurate enough for pacing your exercise. Do the math and figure out where you're at 60 or 65%, then test yourself while exercising. Hold your finger on your neck or wrist to count the number of beats in a minute. The way I do it is measure for 15 seconds and then multiply by 4. It won't take long before you recognize how it feels to be at that level of intensity. While it's true that you may not burn as many calories during your regular workout using this technique, you will be tapping directly into fat as a fuel. Another trick is to exercise very first thing after waking in the morning while still in fasting mode. This also causes your body to plug into your fat reserves as a fuel source. If you are using the 55 to 65% of your maximum heart rate method, you have plenty of stores to exercise for an hour or an hour and a half or more without eating. In conclusion, eat a balanced diet with enough protein and without excessive fats and carbohydrates. Exercise at a moderate intensity of 55 to 65% of your maximum heart rate. Exercise first thing in the morning after waking. These simple habits will have a positive and lasting effect on your weight loss.
Thank you for listening to this presentation by Tom Bradley, the Easy Diet Coach. Tom lives in Provo, Utah, and came to wellness and weight loss out of necessity, but has hung around from passion. Tom's straight-ahead approach to wellness and nutrition to promote weight management and healthy aging is a simple solution for the growing trend of obesity and chronic illness. Want help losing weight? Tom has coached hundreds to lose weight and keep it off. Subscribe to Tom's Easy Diet Coach newsletter and get a free body composition analysis and wellness evaluation for a successful launch at the last diet you'll ever need. Subscribe now at EasyDietCoach.com.